All right. Tonight at approximately 6 to 6:15, Pam Emmons is coming here. She's talking about job opportunities, resumes, and all that kind of cool stuff. So, yeah. I don't know if I'll stay for it, but it's very interesting, so you all need to stay for it. Okay. Are you in the cyber program? Are you in the gaming program?
No, I'm in high school.
You're in high school? Which high school are you in? Ah. It's a good idea you come to these anyway. But you came for this club meeting, you just came because there's an empty seat in the room? Good. You always should. Actually, I've had a lot of high school students come to meetings, but normally I cover an awesome topic. I was hoping somebody would ask me a question. No one would. But what I want to cover tonight is the changes that we came about when Casey and them went to Tulsa to speak to their advisor. Because it turns out all the stuff we've been doing, seems that every time we go to Tulsa, we're being told different stuff, okay? We need C, then we need Java, then we need C, then we need Java, and it's like it's killing us. So
it keeps going back.
Right, this is the actual degree sheet. I'm going to sneeze here. I don't know how to get rid of this. Okay, this is the degree sheet to go by, but the problem is it's very confusing on what the heck all this means, okay? Well, what we did is we have this spreadsheet we made. Everything in green has been verified, okay? So for instance, you need to take educational planning or orientation here at Rose State. Mandatory. It's not required for our degree, but if you're planning to go into Tulsa, you need that 1-hour course, okay? If you don't take it here, you have to take it at Tulsa. So plan on taking educational planning or college orientation here. It's cheaper, and don't be like Casey and all them and actually take it as one of your last semester classes. It's probably why we took it earlier. But again, we didn't know, so we didn't know. Problem in program, whatever, introduction to programming. Now we're being told students must have Java, must have Java. So if you do not have Java, you cannot go. So what we did was we added a second 8-week online Java course. So if you do not have Java and you're planning on going to Tulsa, you need to enroll in this course. You got to get it done with, okay? Got that, Kevin?
Yeah, I already have Java.
Okay, good. If there's no course listed, we're not totally sure. Computer ethics. We have an ethics in cybersecurity, or ethics, yeah, it's called ethics in cybersecurity. That will most likely transfer. We just haven't heard back from them. But I do know that if you go on to Tulsa or OSU IT, you're going to need an ethics course. You might as well get that done. Okay? I'm 99% sure they're going to take it. We just haven't been able to ask them. Discrete math, you'll need that. Now, to go to Tulsa, you really need all the 1 and 2,000 level courses completed, okay? It's helpful if you have some of the 3 and 4,000 level, but you need the 1 and 2,000 level pretty much completed, not totally, but pretty much. Like data structures, we do not have a data structures course here, so you cannot complete that course, okay? Fundamentals of algorithms, we don't have that here either. So there's some you can't take, okay? Discrete math, probably. Now, systems administration. And I can share this spreadsheet if you like, but if you can watch the recording, you can see it. So basically, it's CIT 2243 and 1523, or 1203 and 1523, or SSAC, which is 2573. Okay? So that's Unix, Linux, and hardware, or is that script? That's script and hardware, or SSAC. So there's many options there. Data communications, we want networking and network admin, or our operating systems course, okay? Coming down here, now speaking with 2 different people there, we were told that our computer security course would work for theirs. But we don't know that in writing. In other words, we have not made it green yet, because it seems that one person we were working with was Jose Diaz, and who was the other guy? Bill something? Remember Casey?
No, I don't. It was mostly Jose Diaz and Bonnie.
Okay, Jose Diaz and Bonnie, who we've been working with mainly. So Jose said this would probably, actually Shinoy told Jose it would work, but we haven't heard it from the registration department. And it turns out the registration department might not be up to date on everything they want to do. And there's our advanced database course for their database systems. Now, when we get down here, whoa, Colton, turn off Minecraft. He's there. He doesn't seem happy. Okay, micro and macro, you need these. Now, if you get on the Tulsa Scholarship, the plan is you finish your cybersecurity degree, and then you stay here for an additional year to pick up all this other stuff, and then you go on to TU, okay? So you will have to get micro and macro here. You will need calculus and statistics, okay? We were worried initially whether these were the correct calculus and statistics course, and they are, which is good. We were kind of worried about that. English Comp 2. Now you notice Comp 1 is not there, but obviously you need Comp 1 kind of to get into Comp 2. And what they're doing is they're giving you an elective credit for Comp 1. You need accounting 1, 2, and 3. So these are actually 2 and 3. Accounting 1 we're actually putting down here in an elective area. And then there's personal finance. Okay. So that's the green courses there. Now the other stuff we learned is this. If you look at this sheet here, they talk about blocks. See up here at the top, they got this block 1, then we got block 3. Where's block? Oh, there's block 1, there's block 2, there's block 3, and there's block 3 again, and there's block 2 again. I don't know what that means, but basically here's how they work out. Okay, here's blocks 1, 2, and 3. Correct me if I'm wrong, Casey, but don't they want all of your block courses done before you go to Tulsa?
That is what Bonnie told me last time I was there. And there's 2 block 3s. Just make sure that you know one of the block 3s has a 3-hour credit, which if you look, it's in parentheses, and then another block 3 is a 4-hour credit, which is typically a lab hour.
So do you need both block 3?
Both are science classes.
They're both science classes, one with a lab, and that's in your Excel sheet.
Okay, so one with and one. Okay, so on the second sheet again, I can share this with you if you'd like. So block 1 courses, you need a total of 6 hours. You have a very large selection of what to choose from. So it should be pretty easy to do. And the courses on the left are all Rose State courses that will work. Block 2, you need 12 hours, and those are down here. Okay. Block 3, 7 hours. Now she was talking about the 4 and the 3. If you look down on some of these down here, like this is a lab only. This one here is with a lab.
That's what I'm taking right now.
Are you taking that one right now? Okay.
Yes.
Here's one with no lab. So obviously this would be a 3-credit-hour course. If you did these 2 together, they would be a 4-credit-hour course. If you did the general geology with the lab, that would be a 4-credit-hour course. The way you read these is the right-hand number is the number of hours the course is. So over here, if it says block 3, 4 hours, block 3, 3 hours, you would, for 4 hours, obviously geology would work, or general science with the lab. Okay, there's with the lab. There's the lab only. Now, don't you have to enroll in both of these? Can you do that? Do you know?
You can only do the environmental science without lab if you want.
I thought this one we have with lab. Is it sure that it's not 1104?
It's probably 1104. David's doing just the environmental science.
Yeah, this
I'm
is
doing
1104. That's not a 3. That's a 4.
Well, see, my classes, I'm doing Intro to Environmental Science, and they're set up as 2 separate courses. So I'm doing one in 8 week and one in 6 weeks. So I think that might be 1103, Intro to Environmental Science, no lab. So you have to choose both of them, if that makes sense.
Right, so this would be without a lab and then without lab, I'm pretty sure. Then that would be the lab. So you take both of these 2 courses to get the 4 hours.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, that makes sense. Someone
They
have a
also
question for me?
accept, most AP credits.
Lost
They
my
accept
chat.
Both physics and chemistry. To get the lab credit, you have to show a lab notebook for anyone who took the classes.
Okay.
To get the lab credit for it.
Someone says, if this degree for TU's this is for the TU bachelor's degree, by the way. TU bachelor's degree. Now, we did have a meeting, it was 2 weeks ago Friday with Dr. Shnoy, and he was very blunt. And what he said was, you know, Trump did a new executive order, no government hiring. I don't know if y'all heard that or not. Basically, all new government positions are on hold, which means all scholarship positions are on hold. He's expecting them to go through, but he doesn't know for sure. He actually had students on the way to Maryland and Colorado to start, but last Monday, and we don't know if they actually had a job or not. So he's expecting it to go through, but it's not 100% since funding has been delayed, okay? So it's something to think about. What he did say was, you can go to TU for your master's degree. How many people did he say he had applying each semester? Wasn't it 1,000?
It was a lot.
Yeah, I think he said he had 1,000 applicants a semester. So he's not going to take all of our people, but he will take some. We've had quite a few go through there, probably, you know, 50 or 60 go through TU already. But I would say the bachelor's is more of a guaranteed program than the master's is. Okay? You know, if you're wondering. Now, he did say what he wants is he wants people to go through TU to get their PhD. Is what he wants. He said, out of all the other scholarship for service programs in the nation, they are all producing just one PhD student. He's producing, is it 7 this year, I think he said?
Yeah, 7.
Yeah, so he's producing more than anyone else because there's a demand for them. And what he's talking about is if you end up getting your PhD, after your bachelor's, it'll take you 3.5 years to get your PhD. Correct me if I'm wrong, but that's what he said, wasn't it? I think
So.
I thought he said 3.5 years. Because it's 18 months for the master's, so an additional 2 years for your PhD is what it is. I'm sure he said 3.5 years.
Yeah, that sounds right.
And your salary at the bachelor's level is probably 60. At the master's level is probably 80. The PhD level is about 110. So definitely a lot more money to do that. And he did say if you want to go there for your master's only and not the PhD, you need to tell him why. Because he would rather accept something at PhD than master's. So yeah, it was something to think about. So it's an awesome opportunity. I went to his school. It's tough. It's good. You learn a lot. So now for bachelor's degrees, obviously his school is great there as well. Since he wants really more people for his master's degree, he says go anywhere for your bachelor's. Go to OSU IT. He specifically even mentioned that. He says you might not learn a lot, but you can learn it on your own. Okay. So many people are hung up on not learning anything in a specific school, and you can learn it on your own. You know, I teach Java. So to be able to teach Java, I had to learn Java. How do you think I learned Java? There was no class for Java when it first came out. So I had to learn it on my own. So there's one of those things, you know, you have to learn a lot of stuff on your own nowadays. And just because the class only tells you to do one thing, that doesn't mean that's all you have to do.
Right. We have Google with the internet.
Right. I mean, you can literally figure anything out. I have learned a lot of programming languages in one day. And a guy actually came to me years ago and there's a company called Trucks for You. I don't know if you've ever seen their trucks. It's called Trucks for the You. They're a trucking company. They wanted someone to write an application in Visual Basic to download satellite data from GPS and upload it to this specific area. And they wanted it Monday morning. Had to be written in VB to be compatible with their system. I'd never touched VB in my life, so I went home, learned it real quick over the weekend, wrote the application, and gave it to them on Monday morning, made $750. So it's not that you can't do stuff, you can, if you really want to put your mind to it. So any language is learnable, and you just try, okay? So back to these block courses. Lots of choices. So if there's a remote possibility you want to go to TU, start working on this stuff now. What was that?
It sounded like airplane.
Oh. So when you're building your schedule here at Rose State, obviously I'm not going to accept astronomy with a lab or lab only for the cybersecurity degree. But if you can fit it in your schedule somehow and pay for it, why not? Okay. Speaking of that, I still have grant money left over. So if you have, and by the way, those of you on my grant, you should be getting paid today. Finally, today we got the word to pay everybody. So who's on it? You're on the grant. You're on the grant. It's just you two. That's all. So you should be getting paid. Okay. Okay. So try to pick these courses. Now, in the cybersecurity degree, we do take a humanities course now. So you could pick up one of these humanities here, humanities through the Middle Ages, humanities through the Renaissance. What?
Music and life is easy.
I heard it wasn't that easy.
Depends if you take it online or in class. Online, it's awful.
What are you taking? What are you talking about? Oh, music and life.
The whole time.
Oh, jeez. Well,
It's a waste of time. Don't do music and life. Just do simple stuff. 8 weeks. Get it over with.
I tried to do art and life, and I couldn't.
Oh gosh, that sounds awful.
This book had like 87,000 pages. It was, no, I
I
couldn't
like
do it.
music because I was a band there, but
Oh, God.
Okay.
art sounds like pain.
So everybody kind of understand how this whole block thing works, what you need to take. Those of you who are planning on going to Tulsa next year, you need to think this through, make sure you get all these blocks done and get a lot of this stuff done. You need to have all your principles done. You need to have this done. You need to have educational planning done, Java done. You don't have to have all these things done here, but I'm going to tell you up front, if you take our Unix, Linux, and our hardware course, it's going to be a lot easier than these courses up there. It's going to be night and day.
It's going to be like a year, like one more year. So it's going to finish in 3 years.
Right. What happens is they will pay you to stay here for one more year, 30 credit hours. So 15 in the fall, 15 in the spring. They'll pay your tuition and your fees and all your books and actually pay you a salary of $22,000. Now that's if you go to TEA. You have to be accepted, and he's pretty much willing to accept whoever I recommend. Pretty much everybody who went to our meeting the other day, he's willing to accept. So, it's a pretty good deal there.
I'm early.
Okay, come on in. I'll probably get done soon anyway. So if you're planning on it, if it remotely interests you, start thinking about these courses, because educational planning, these kids, Casey and all them, literally just had to pick it up. You pick it up over the interim, Casey?
What is it?
College orientation, didn't you all pick it up over the interim?
It's
Yeah,
only offered in a 1 week, but yeah.
Okay.
one of the 2 weeks at the end.
So if you can't get that stuff done now, get it done over the summer, get it done whenever. That way, because how many hours did you take in the fall, Casey?
21, I think. I took a lot.
How many are you doing this semester?
It'll be 23 or something like that after this Java course.
Okay.
So you don't want to be like me.
Yeah, you want to get as many done as you can ahead of time because she's only getting paid for 15. Now, she has VA funding for the rest of it. But what if you don't have VA funding? Then you got to pick up the other 7 hours or however many hours that comes up to be.
Now that I
So,
think about it, all three of us had alternate funding too.
right, yeah, all three of the current students had alternate funding, different scholarships and grants. So, but just get it done and start taking some of these things. Take accounting now. I mean, wasn't accounting, you guys still enrolled in accounting, aren't you?
Yeah, we
Yeah,
had,
it's
It's like an
8
8 week.
weeks.
Okay. Take college accounting procedures now. Take it, and the good thing for that, the book lasts for all 3 classes. So,
Hey, Ken, as long as you take it within a year, just remember that. So don't buy the book and then put it out for a long time, because as long as you take your classes within a year,
should be
it
okay.
counts.
All
Yeah. You have a question in the chat, Ken.
Oh, hold on.
what is the focus? What is the focus?
Where'd my chat go? I lost my chat. There it is. Okay, what focus is the PhD? The PhD, what his program is there is now called a cyber readiness unit. Okay, he's one of 4 in the nation, and his lab, when he first started it, was called the Lab of Last Resort. If no one can figure it out, they send it to Dr. Schnoy's program. They had an iPhone that was in the ocean for what, did you say a year or 2 years? And they were able to extract the data off of it. The way his lab got started was a special agent, Secret Service, actually had a recording of a guy admitting to a crime. the recording got corrupt and they lost it. And they were freaking out like, what are we going to do? This is our only evidence on the guy. So one of Dr. Schnoy's students, it was a voice recorder, went out and bought 2 more voice recorders, the exact same kind, and started playing with them and figured out that you could actually remove part of the voice recorder that was messed up on one and put it back into the other and was able to extract the data and get everything back. So that's the kind of stuff they do. They work on all kinds of special projects. So when we were sitting there Friday, there was a guy who handed his dissertation. It was identifying a malware vulnerability and something. It was something about malware and vulnerability assessment. What was it, 30 pages long? You all saw that pad of paper. It wasn't very long. Maybe 30 pages? Yeah, but still 30 pages is nothing. When you're thinking about PhD, you're normally talking hundreds. So it was actually very, very short. When I saw that, I'm like, seriously? For my PhD, I wrote a 25-page paper in every class I took. It's like, that was only about a 30-page paper. That wasn't much of anything. But the point is, he does cool stuff. He figures out stuff that no one has been able to figure out, and he's solving real-world crimes. So the Secret Service will come into him with some crime that no one's been able to do, and he does it. So what is his exact focus? I'd say it's different for every student. So, all right, so any more questions on all the classes you need to take? What I'll do, is everybody a member of the Cybersecurity Club at D2L? If you're not, email me and I will add you there. What I'll do is I'll post these spreadsheets in there, yes.
For the question above the PhD.
Is this for the bachelor's?
No, I am unsure
Ah.
if these classes will transfer.
Okay, Casey said she's unsure what will transfer to OSU. Okay, for OSU, most science courses will. So if you were to take astronomy with a lab, I'm positively sure it'll transfer. If you were to take some of these other ones down here, where all they went, environmental science with a lab, they will transfer. I'm not sure about air quality. I know the physical geology will transfer. Seems that as long as it's a science with a lab, it will transfer. Any humanities course is going to transfer. Now, will all of these English courses transfer as humanities? I don't know. I don't know. See, there's something called a general humanities course. That includes chemistry, includes English, includes humanities, includes all kinds of other stuff. The only reason my degree specifically says HUM prefix, because that's what OSU said they need at least some courses with an HUM prefix. So that's why I require an HUM prefix with my students. Now, mine, you can also take a speech course. You can take, it's not like you have to do humanities, but yeah, in speech, you need it. Just
Humanities
take,
related.
what now?
Humanities related.
Yes. But you will need a speech course. Now I think it's called public speaking. I think they named it.
Yeah, no,
I think you're at.
I'm in speech.
Mythology for speech, no.
No.
Tell you, speech is, in my opinion, one of the easiest courses to take. I loved it because public speaking is the #1 fear of most people. So they're not really looking for you to come out and be an amazing, talk show host at the end of the class. They just want you to get up there and improve yourself and give speeches. So at least that's the way my teacher did it. She goes, I'm here to get you over the fear of public speaking, and I got an A in the course. So it was,
You also got an A in calculus. Though.
well, calculus is easy. I did get a B in Calc 2, though, just because I quit 3/4 of the way through because I didn't need any more math. All right, so any more questions on this topic? Okay, so I'll post these spreadsheets up on the Cybersecurity Club page. If you're not a member of the club, please email me, and I will add you there. Nothing else? Okay. Let me save the little changes we made there, and I'll also put this page up there. What they really want you to do, according to Dr. Schnoy, is all this stuff that's listed under sophomore year, they would like to have done if it possible. Obviously, some of it you can't. You can't get data structures. That's why they're saying if you get all of your block courses done, that'll kind of make up for the couple classes you need in the other blocks. Okay, make sense, everybody? Okay. No other questions? All right, I'm going to stop this recording. Then we're going to start again because Pam's here as soon as I start. So I'm going to exit the classroom. I'll leave it open, but I'll start it up again as soon as this video saves, so don't go anywhere. I'll be right back.